Now we'll be looking at the second question and the follow-up of longest increasing subsequence, that is number of longest increasing subsequence. This question is similar. What we did in the last one, we found the longest increasing subsequence. In this question, what we need to do is that suppose the longest increasing subsequence is of length 4. So how many are the number of subsequence that are of length 4 present, which is basically this one. So let's just look from the surface on how, like this 1, 3, 5, 4, 7. So the first one is going to be this one, long subsequence, and this is longest. So this is increasing as well, but this is coming down, so we can just avoid and 7. So this, and this. And one more longest increasing subsequence here is that 1, 3, 4, 7. So we're increasing from this, ah, but if we consider this 4, if we consider this 4, so that's also going to be longest one, this and this. So therefore 7, 3, and 1. This is also longest increasing subsequence. Now, like, what we need to do, uh, we are going to check in O of n square, but like the other way is that we'll be storing two arrays. First is going to be this common array, this common one that has 1, 3, 5, 4, 7. Alright, 1, 3, 5, 4, 7. And second is this L longest, or I can just see L and T. There are two arrays that are going to declare, all having the same number of elements as the array, both of them, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, yes. And if we consider from the very first, that is, if for I in uh, n, suppose n, it's in range n, and this is close to for j in range I. So what's going to happen, let me just make it small so that keep this above. So the first case is that if num of I is greater than num of j, then what do we need to do? Again, it's going to be third condition, that is if L of I is greater than L of j. Then what we'll have to do? We can just write it. We can, if this is true, if this is true, then or L of I will be L of j plus 1, and C of I will be C of j. Else, if that's not the case, that's not the case. Else if L Li is equal, the other case is going to be if it's equal, right? L of j, then it's a, don't confuse this being some other element. I'll just write it again as well. Then what do we need to do? We can just do C of I and add it with C of j. Now how is this working? How is this entire thing working? I'll show you now. And so like let me just shorten this up and move it elsewhere. And suppose like if for I0 j is going to be yeah, iterate, we can just cut this out. For I equals to 1, when j equals to 0. When j equals to 0, we'll iterate and we will check if in this condition, if num of I is greater than num of j, obviously num of I is greater than num of j, and then check if L of I is greater than L of j. L of I is greater than, oh, L of I is greater than L of j, but L of I mean like you can just write it L of j. Instead write it L of j, sorry, L of j is greater than L of j I plus 1. L of I plus 1. L of j is greater than L of I plus 1. So if that's the case, if it's 2, if 2 is greater than 1, then what we'll do L of I equals to L of j plus 1. So we'll make this 2. We'll make this 2 and I will be equals to C of j. So this is going to be, this is going to remain same, and this is going to become 2. Now again, when I is equal, when j is equals to 2. Now when I equals to 2, when I equals to 2, when I equals to 2 and j equals to 0, then what changes will happen? It will remain same, but when here we just compare this with this, it will become 2. It will become 2 now, because it will become, because 1 is greater, 5 is greater than 1, it will become 2 now. Now again, this is done for j equals to 1. So this will become 3 now. This will become 3 now, and since this is being executed, so this t I will remain the same, which is total. Okay, we're done until now. Good. Now for I equals to 3, I equals to 3, this I equals to 2, this I equals to 1. If we go from j equals to 0, and we'll check if num of I is greater than num of j, is num of I is greater than num of j, 4 is greater than 1, 3 is greater than 2, 3, 4 is greater than 3, but 4 is not greater than 5, so j equals to 0 and j equals to 1. We'll run for these two, and what is going to happen now is that for this will turn to 2, because 4 is greater than 1 and c remains the same. For j equals to 2, this will go on to be turned to 3, because 4 is greater than 3, and it'll stop because 5 is greater than 4, so it will not become 4 anymore. Now for 4, that is j equals to 0, that is number 7. The element is 7, yeah. 7 is greater than all of them, we can see 7 is greater than all of them. So what is going to happen now? Firstly, it will become 2, as 7 is greater than 1, and this will become 3 later when when j is at 2, because 3 is greater, 7 is greater than 3 as well. But if the next the next part we see like 5 is greater than 7, 5 is 7 is greater than 5, yes, 7 is greater than 5, we check if Lj is greater than Li plus 1, Lj is greater than Li plus 1. Yes, it is, indeed it is. So we make it 4 instead, we make it 4. I'll just erase this and make it 4. 3 3 4, 3 3 4, and now we check again the last one here, if Lj, which is 3, if Lj plus 1 is greater than I, Lj plus 1 is greater than I, and one more thing is this is I, this is J, this is J, and this is I. If L of I is greater than Lj plus 1, so J plus 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 is greater than 4, no. So this time this condition will be executed for the first time. And what is going to be done in this? Only we will add C of I with C of J. So C of I 1 plus 1, this will be replaced by 2. This will be replaced. Now we are done. Now we are almost done. The only part which is left is this. We will now what we will do, we will check all the indexes. We will check the maximum. We'll check the maximum. The maximum was mx was 4. We'll check which of the indexes from this count has 4. Which of the indexes from this count has 4. So does 1 has 4? No. Does 2 has was 0 has 4? No. Does 1 has 2? 1 has 4? No. Does 2 has 4? No. Does 3 has 4? Does 4 has 4? Yes, 4 has 4. So we are going to add this up. We are going to add all the values that are in count or this total array. The total array, we have one value 2. Suppose if there are like a 4 here, suppose if there are 4 here, then we'll just take this as well. We'll add 2, we'll add the 3, we'll add the 3. So like that was it. And I mean like why is, yeah, like if it is a 4 here present, if it is a 4 present here, you will add whatever is present here with the total array. Now let's go on to the part where we can execute the code. To execute the code, we'll just start writing it. Yeah. So now what we'll do, iterate for I in range len of nums. It's nums, not num. For j in range I. Alright. If nums I is greater than nums of j, then we'll check if L j plus 1 is greater than L of I. Oh, sorry, it's small uppercase. If that's the case, what we are going to do, we'll do L I equals to L j we'll just add one here. Just add one here. Yeah. So we'll just add one and write it here. So like what's the case? Yes, cool. And C of I will be C of J. So mirror it as LF L of I equals to L of J. We'll just write C of I. We'll just sum it up and write it here. We just sum it up. Now we check if everything is good, or from what we solved in our drawing part of the question. Wrong answer. I know it's the wrong answer. 1 2 3 3 4. Alright, 1 2 3 3 4. But why it's not executing? Come on. Oh, okay. Yeah. So like the problem was that Lj must be plus 1 before equating it to L of I, so that we are able to know that at least the addition of 1, if we add 1 to it from Lj, um, I mean like it is even equal. So if we do it now, yeah, so I guess we are getting the required result now. So we'll just run a loop now for I enumerate C, and rest is the answer that will be returning enumerate idx components. So if whenever like C, L of idx, if L of idx, and we'll also be storing at max value, max of L of idx equals to mx, then what you're going to do, you are going to add the value of ci. Okay, cool. Now just run this and check if everything is working fine. Okay, okay, so we are getting an error here. Let's just print, check what is the value of mx, and what was actually C in this. What was actually C in this? To be sure, like uh that's really, it's showing that. If I print L of oh, okay, I'm writing it idx here. I should write, I'm writing I should insert right idx. Maybe it's submitting.